Okay, so what we're going to do in this video is practice some addition and subtraction. So we're going to start by generating some numbers. So our first problem, 1, is going to be an addition, and what I'm going to do, I think, is take some numbers like single digit and double digit. Let's start with the single digits. Let's start with 6. Double digit, just randomly take some numbers. We won't go above 20, so we'll keep it in the teens, so 19. Now we want a single digit, so 2, let's say 14, 5, 17, and 8. So not thinking about those numbers, just putting them down as quickly as possible, and then try and work with what we've got. Okay, so we're just going to add those together. And at this stage, you might want to pause the video just to give that a go. Okay, so how are we going to do this? I think what I'll do here is just group these into pairs. You could do it in many different ways, but I've grouped it like this. And that's just going to reduce the problem down from, what have we got, 7 figures to 1, 2, 3, 4 figures. All right, so let's start with this. 6 add 19 is 19 add 6. And 19 add 6, well, that would be the same as 20 add 5, so that's going to be 25. And we've got 14 add 2, we can do that straight away. So just commuting, swapping those around, gives us 14 add 2, gives us 16. 17 add 5, well, again, I might want to up and down here a bit. So if I add 3 to this, I'll get 20. So added 3, subtract 3 from this is 2, so 22. Add the 8. All right. Now what I'm going to do, I think, is I could reorder it, which would be one way to go. Let's just group it again though. 25 add 16, 22 add 8. Now immediately you can see my 22 add 8 is going to give me 30, so I might just quickly rewrite this. 25 add 16 add 30. And now all I've got to do is the 25 add the 16. Well, 25 add 16 is the same as 30 add 11. So we've got 30 add 11 add 30 gives us 60 add 11, 71. So I hope walking through that shows you that there's not just one way of doing it, but there are better and worse ways certainly. And this is just one way of getting us to the right answer. All right, let's generate some more numbers here. Very important that you can do that. You can use dice or all sorts of other ways of generating the numbers, or you can just write them down, which is what I'm going to do here. So I'm going to start this time with a 2-figure number, not going above 20, and then I'm going to alternate with single-digit numbers and go backwards and forwards. This time I'm just going to generate, I think, 6 numbers. So off we go. Let's start with 19. Let's say 4, 12, let's say 8, 13, and 7. So those are the numbers that we're going to work with. And we'll start by adding, subtracting, adding, subtracting, and adding. So there we go. We've generated a sum for ourselves. No need for us to refer to a worksheet. We're doing things that we want to do. And let's give it a go. Okay, so the very first thing that I want to do, I think, is reorder this list. That would make it a lot easier. So as long as I subtract 12 and subtract 13, then we're going to be okay. And I'm going to subtract 12, I think, right at the start, and then subtract 13 at the end. Okay, so I'm going to start with 19 then. Subtract 12, plus 4, plus 8, plus 7, and then subtract my 13. Okay, let's put some parentheses, brackets around these so that we can see what we're going to do. And so I'm going to start with my 19 subtract 12. 19 subtract 12, very easy, 7. Now I've got my 4 add 8 add 7. I might want to do this 2 ways just to check. Remember, it's really important not to make mistakes, to slip up, otherwise we're going to get the wrong answer. So let's just do it straightforwardly, then do it another way. So we've got 4 add 8 is 12, add 7 gives us 19. Let's try it the other way. 7 add 8 is 15. Okay, add 9 gives us 19. So we're pretty confident about 19. Subtract 13. And what we can do is group these, so use association, group these so that we've got now 7 plus 19, subtract 13 is 6, gives us an answer of 13. Okay, let's do a third one then. And this time we're going to have a bit of fun with going into the negative, so using the full range of integers here, going backwards and forwards into the negative, or at least going deeper and deeper into negative numbers, just to practice that. So let's pick some numbers again. So I suppose the best way would be to start with a single digit number, and then have a larger number, 14, now a smaller number, 6, and then let's have 18, 9 and 13. Okay, so there's our random numbers, and to get us into the negative we're going to subtract first this time, then add, then subtract, then add, and then subtract. Right, now pause the video if you want to give that a go. Okay, let's start by grouping these. So let's just simply say, well, we're going to do 5 subtract 14, 6 subtract 18. We're not going to change the order here, we're just going to go for it. Alright? Okay, how do we do this? The first thing with a subtraction, we've got to remember if we change the numbers, we're going to do the same on both sides of the subtraction sign. So I want to look at this number here, and I want to bring that down. So I'm going to bring that down to 10, and so it's going to be 1 subtract 10. Okay? Let's have a look at this one. I'm going to again change the numbers. This time I want this to be 20, so up by 2, up this side by 2 as well. We've got 8 subtract 20. And this one, well, again, I want to look at the number that I'm subtracting. I could bring it down or bring it up. I think what I'll do is bring it down. That looks like the easiest thing to do. So bring it down to 10 and bring this one down to 6. So 6 subtract 10. Right. Now all I've got to do is think of my number line. 1 subtract 10 is going to be, we're going to be 1 and then go down to the 0. That's used up one of my 10, and then I'm going to go 9 backwards, 9 to the left, give me minus 9. Okay. The next thing is going to be negative 12. So let's just keep these in brackets. So again, I've thought of my number line perhaps, or maybe I've just said 20 subtract 8 is going to be negative 12. So I've done it that way, but I must make sure that I understand that this number is larger than this one, so it's going to be negative. So negative 12. Okay? Now I've got 6 subtract 10, difference between 6 and 0 is going to be, well, 6. So I've gone back 6, I've used up 6 of my 10, and then back again 4, so it gives me negative 4. So a couple of ways of thinking about that, but the important thing is I've got these numbers at the end, and then a negative 9 add a negative 12 add a negative 4 is the same as negative 9 subtract 12 subtract 4 gives me, well, let's do it in one more stage, negative 9 subtract 16, and I know that 9 add 16 is 25, but I'm going in the negative direction here, so I'm going to have negative 25. Okay, now let's try some column methods just to keep working in this video. Now that we're limbered up, we should be able to add and subtract quite fluently. So I'm going to try, let's say, some addition again. Let's have a long string of numbers, and this time what I'm going to do is go into 4 digits to make this more interesting. So I'm going to say, well, let's just start with a single digit, now a double digit, 13, let's say 271, and let's say 9213, 6, 17, 243. Let's see. This is where I might want to use a dice, because otherwise I'm beginning to be tempted to choose easy numbers for myself, and I don't want to do that. Let's add one more. Let's say 14. Okay. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 numbers. That's a nice challenge for us, and we're just going to add those up. Okay. Now, for something like that, I want to go to my bookkeeping methods. So I'm going to just add these together in a column, being careful to work with place value. So we'll just write these down. So I can use the squares here, actually. That would make sense. So I'm going to start with 7, then 13, then 271, 9, 213, 6, 17, 243, 8, 135, and 14. And in fact, as soon as I've done that, it looks much less intimidating and fairly straightforward to do. The other nice thing about this method is it's going to get easier as we go along. So let me just, before we do this, just make it clear that that's not a 2, that's actually a 7. Okay. So we're going to go down the right hand column and then move to the right and see what answers we get at the bottom. So 7, 10, 11, 14, 20, 27, 30, 35, 39. So we remember our 39. Let's go back up. 4, 9, 12, 19, 25, 28, 29, and then we've got 32, 39. So 39 was correct. We can confidently write down our 9 and carry our 3. Okay, down this column, much easier now. 1, 8, 9, 10, 14, 17, 18. And make sure we haven't made a mistake. 1, 4, 8, 9, 10, 17, 18 again. So we haven't. 18 is correct, but we've got to add our 3, giving us 18 add 3, 21. Okay? So now 2, 4, 6, 7, 1, 3, 5, 7. So 7 was right. Add the 2, gives us 9. Final column then, 9 add 8, same as 10. Okay, so 10 add 7, so 9 add 8 is 17. So our answer is 17,919. Okay, we can write this here if we like, equals 17,919. And we should be fairly confident about that result. Let's try another one. Okay, let's start with single digit again. Let's do much the same thing, I think. So we'll have 6. We can do the plus as we go along, I think. 23 plus 912 plus, let's say, 4213 plus 7, let's say. So we'll start with single digits again. 18. Let's say 831, 19. 4719 to finish. Okay, so nothing different to what we did before. Let's have another go. So 6, 23, 9, 1, 2, 4, 2, 1, 3, 7, 18, 8, 3, 1, and 4, 7, 1, 9. Okay, so just 6 numbers here, but that's enough for us to practice. Okay. So again, pause the video, give that a go for yourself, and keep practicing this column addition because it's a really good way of becoming fluent in number. Okay, so 6, 9, 11, 14, 21, 29, 30, 39. That's what we had before. Let's check it, go back. 9, 10, 18, 25, 28, 30, 33, 39. So 39 was correct. Okay, so we put down our 9, carry our 3, and down 2, 3, 4, 5, 8, 9. So going back up the tens column, 1, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9. Add our 30 here. So 90, add 30 gives us 100. So we've got 9 out of 30 is 12. So we put down a 2 and add our 100 in that column there. Okay, going down, 9, 11, 19, 26. Back up, 7, 15, 17, 26. So 26 is correct. Add 1, 27. Okay, so now what we've got is 4, add 2 gives us 10. So our answer, we didn't go back up there again, did we? So 4 add 4 is 8, 4 add 4 is 8. Well, that's going to be the same up and down. So our answer is 10,729. So 10,729. Okay, let's do one more thing just to finish. Let's do this. Go back and practice our negatives. So a little bit more subtraction. So some numbers, let's say 7, 12, 3, 19, 7, 13. Okay, so we're going to subtract, add, subtract, add, subtract. So pause the video, give that one a go. All right, let's do our up and down method again. I think that's the best way to think about this. So now we want to look at this, so we're going to bring that down to 10. Let's just bracket these off before we go any further. So we're going to bring this term down to 10. So if that goes down, that one's going to go down as well. So we've got 5, subtract 10. Okay? Let's rearrange this. This one's got to go up to 20, so this one goes up, so it's going to be 4, add, 4, subtract 20. Okay? Must be careful here, we mustn't make a mistake. So we need to remember that subtraction, it goes up, or it goes down, down. So this time we could go up or down. I'm going to bring this down, I think, to 10, and this one then goes down by 3 as well, so that goes down to 4. So we've got 4, subtract 10. Pretty straightforward. Okay, a lot easier now then. So we've got 5, subtract 10, gives us -5. We've got 4, let's put it in brackets because we're doing an addition here. We might want to rearrange, and that's why we're keeping them in brackets. So for subtract 20, negative 16, and for subtract 10 gives us negative 6. So that's given us negative 5, subtract 16, subtract 6. And yeah, let's rearrange that. So we've got negative 16, put that larger negative in first place here, subtract 11, and then negative 16, subtract negative 11. Well, 16 plus 11 is 27, so it's negative 27. Okay, I hope that's given you some ideas for practicing addition and subtraction.